Hello again there, YouTube fans. It's the Real Creepy Doll Man here. I'm back with an all-new episode. It is July the 20th of 2022. Time is now 4:02 p.m. Okay, today's topic is this is a bonus episode, and the Real Creepy Doll Man is going to explain what went on with this ordeal. Number 524's name has 524 has now been revealed, has a name. His name is David, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, a few months back, it was either last year or it was this year. I would say probably September, October, could have been November, December of last year. I'm not for sure. 2021. Or it could have been January or February of this year was the last time of 2022. The Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr. had returned, but not to do communicating with our spirit friends. He decided to bring a friend in to do communication with the spirits here through a spirit box or a ghost reader. And on it, it has sort of a ghost reader device mixed with a spirit box. And in doing so, it brought up little lettering and stuff and name. It sort of brought up a text with name, with the name on it. Each time it brought up little bits and pieces of names. As it did so, it also brought it up clearly when it speaked back. It brought up a thing where it speak back where it tell you the name of it. A name popped up on this ordeal when they brought it close to this doll on the reader. A name popped up on this doll particular. One name particular popped up when they got it around the doll. And this wasn't the Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr. that done it. It was his friend. They both decided to do the session together. I decided to let them agree to do it off record in this very room, where most of the activity is right now. And one name popped up, and it was David. So the Real Creepy Doll Man's going to consider to call him David the Haunted Doll. Now, is David a demonic spirit? I do not know, so right now I'm just going to call him David the Haunted Doll. But if I could communicate with our spirit friends, in order to find out if he is a demonic spirit, the name will be changed for his 1 year anniversary starting on July the 20th of 2023. His name will be, or I should say 2023. The name will be changed from David the Haunted Doll to David the Possessed Doll, if he is a demonic spirit. Well, let's go back to the incident that I had made a decision, let the boys agree on, let them do a session to do a spirit box off record in this very room. And we're going to go around the room and let you see about the activity, how many dolls are in the room. And I want to show this to you before we go any further. That before we go back to David, that there's a lot more dolls in here than there was before. And as you can see, that some of these dolls have been here since then. Now, the Real Creepy Doll Man's going to say this, that they had grown over the years. Their number keeps growing a certain way. I keep finding them a certain way. I don't get very many people donating them to me, but I have found them on my junk runs mainly, since the last ones I have found. And I can tell you, I got one hanging up over there. That outfit up there is handmade. You see it on the wall, it's handmade. There are two in the back behind me on my pillow, and we have a few on the bed. And there's still the one in, if you see a brown box on the bed, that brown box contains the red eye baby girl doll, sits within that box. Let's go back around to David. And I'm going to explain, go back Now, as we did our session with David, I didn't know there was a spirit attached to this little doll. And we found out that because the Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr.'s friend wanted to come in here and do only the session himself. Now, I'm not going to say what his real name is because I have to get his permission to say it. So we're going to keep it anonymous. So I'm just going to give him a different name to protect his real identity. I'm going to call him Larry. Larry decided to do communicate with him, try to communicate with the spirits within his very room. Larry decided to do a lot of communicating throughout to see what dolls would communicate back with him and see if there was a spirit attached, and do a reading and see if it picked up any ordeal with it had a K2 meter on it as well on this device. This ghost reader had a K2 meter as well as a spirit box thing for a session. Now, if you see that light popping up, there is something going on with this doll right now. But I hope that it'll let me finish the video so I can explain what's going on here. Now, David has only been with me for a while. I found him at a thrift store, but I didn't find him at a thrift store. I'm going to tell you where I really got him at. I didn't get this guy at a thrift store. I found him at a peddler mall, and I got him at the one in Middletown here in Louisville, Kentucky. And he's been a blessing to have. But let's go back that they made their session here to communicate with the spirits. And they talked, and his friend decided to communicate with them. He communicated with this little guy only. A name popped up on the reader, and it also spoke on the phone. It said David on that reader, on the spirit box. When it popped up, the name, it said David. As David popped up, that's what we're going to call this little guy. We do not know what his last name is, or his age, or when he died, so all that will be unknown at this very time. So we don't know his age, or his when he died, or when he was born. So all that will be unknown at this very time, but we know him by David, so we have to have respect for him. David's been with me, and he's been there watching over me. Now let's go back to the issue with David, that after Larry communicate with the spirit to find out each of the spirits, we got that name, and there was another one which I wish was never changed, but I'm not going to say what that one was because we're going to keep it as is because the name cannot be changed on one of the other vessels of the dolls that's already been named. But David has been with me for a while, and I'm happy to see that he's with me. This little guy's been with me, and I wouldn't give him up for the world. He's trapped in a Raggedy Ann doll body, and he's only probably about 12 inches high, or about 11 inches. He's about 11 or 12 inches tall, and he's not that tall, but he's a very small, cute little doll. I had to do a little work on him back then, on his eyelashes, because the paint job was coming off right here, and it was sort of fading on a couple of these, so I had to repaint them back on there. Now I say this, that after the session was over, I had a little interaction with the Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr. I'm not going to say what his real name is, but me and my other cousin, through him, because we were cousins on the side, which is actually his nephew, we got in an altercation, and we had a fight, and it got ugly. For a while, we wasn't talking after that for a couple of days, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks. Probably about 2 or 3 weeks, I would say. And he never came back to do communicating with our spirit friends ever again. He already made that decision before that to kill off communicating with our spirit friends. But now I'm going to give somebody else the opportunity to come back to do communicating with our spirit friends once again. Whether you're just a plain old Joe, young or old, or even a celebrity, I'm open the door for opportunity for anybody out there that wants to boost their career in this ordeal. If you want to boost your career, the Real Creepy Doll Man says, come on in. This is only for a special guest only. And you can do the first 3 episodes. Part 13, Part 14, and Part 15 if you want. They are open to any of those who want to finish out the episodes where the Real Creepy Ghost Hunter Jr. had left off for Part 13 and 14. And they can do one new episode of Part 15 before I switch up with another person. And it doesn't matter if you're an actor, actress, or even a singer. I'm inviting anybody in that wants to do it. If you know old Morse code, through the flickering of a light, or you know Morse code when you were young, my opportunity is open for anybody out there that wants to do it for free. So it's just to get you a boost in your career or help you move up in the ladder of your own ordeal, maybe on YouTube to get your own videos started. So I say keep watching, more to come, and the Real Creepy Doll Man will return a second video and come back on this little guy David on Part 2. It won't be the same, but be different. This is the Real Creepy Doll Man saying to all the fans out there, goodbye, and God bless you all.